There is an attack upon the Second Amendment, a serious attack by the children of the lie, the liberal media, the Democratic Party, and some right or Republicans. And it's one thing that we must fight against. We cannot allow that to happen. I have with me Antjuan Seawright. He is a Democratic strategist, founder and CEO of Blueprint Strategy, a PR and marketing firm. He's the host of the weekly radio show Insight with Antjuan Seawright. Antjuan, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jay, for having me. I'm looking forward to our discussion.
All right. Did you call me James?
Jay.
Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jesse.
Jesse, that's why I'm short for Jay. I'm from the South.
Where are you from in the South?
Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. Do you believe that the Second Amendment is an issue?
I don't believe the Second Amendment is an issue. Let me tell you where I am, and I said this on Tucker Carlson's show Friday night. I'm one of those people who believe in responsible, reasonable gun reform laws in this country. I'm a proud gun owner. I would not do anything to trade the right to carry my arms back for anything in the world because I use it as a means of protection. But I think there are things that we have to do. Democrats, Republicans, black, white, rich or poor, people from all across the boards, we have to do to minimize these mass shootings and incidents that continue to happen in our society. For instance, I think we need to have comprehensive, extensive background checks for those who purchase a gun. If you can go to a gun show and purchase a gun without a background check, or if you can go online and purchase a gun without a background check, I think that's a real issue. If you have a mental health issue.
So you believe that guns are a problem?
I do believe guns. Yes, I do believe guns are a problem when the wrong people have them in their hands and when the wrong type of guns are on the streets. And
but who is to determine who are the wrong people? Who's going to make that decision?
Well, that's why we have lawmakers in this country. That's how we have elected leaders who make decisions for us in terms of what we call laws in this country. That's why I think that it is a shame that the Republicans in Congress and General Assemblies across this country have not stepped up to the plate and addressed this issue of gun reform in a very bipartisan way. If you have a mental health issue, like the young man in Parkland, Florida, there's a good chance you probably should not be able to purchase a gun.
Who will determine if you have a mental health issue?
That's why we have
who is
doctors,
to make that decision?
Doctors diagnose us with these things in this country. That's why we go to doctors for checkups, etc. So they do that.
But you can't trust.
Trade a profession.
You can't trust doctors. Suppose you go to.
I trust my doctor. Maybe you don't, but I trust my doctor.
I'm a conservative Republican. If I happen to go to a Democratic doctor, and they know I 100% support the Second Amendment, they can write up a report saying that I have mental issues. How do I defend myself?
Jesse, you being ridiculous, putting out these crazy narratives. Here's the deal. You know as well as I know.
Answer that. How do I defend myself from a godless Democratic a godless Democratic
Are you going to let me finish
doctor?
my point?
Go ahead.
When we show up at doctor's office, when our kids show up at schools, when we go to buy our grocery and all these things we do in our society, the doctor or the physician or the cashier or the dentist, they don't ask whether Democrat or Republican. They don't have some database to search of how we voted in the last primary. All they want to know is, are you here to be served? And their job is to serve us regardless of our politics. And so you know as well as I know, that is a crazy notion to even put in the atmosphere. But let me finish my point.
I want you to respond to, because of time, I want you to respond to something here. I want to play a soundbite and get your response. This is from Fox 61. Connecticut Governor Dan Malloy says the NRA act as a terrorist organization with boycotts. Here's the soundbite.
Governor Malloy even going as far as to say this.
They act, quite frankly, in some cases as a terrorist organization. You want to make safer guns? We will boycott your company. That's who they are. That's what they do.
Do you believe that the NRA act as a terrorist organization?
Well, I won't use the same language he uses, but I think they have some similar behaviors. Here's what I do believe: the NRA has been a powerful group that has controlled lawmakers in this country from doing what they know majority of the American people want. Every poll we've seen, Democrat, Republican, somewhere north of 70% of the people believe we should do something. I'm in that 70%. What is that something? Let's go through these things, Jess, before you cut me off like you did last time. I believe that people with mental health issues should not be able to purchase a gun. I do believe that we should close the Charleston loophole in this country so we don't have to live through what I lived through in Charleston, South Carolina, where my mentor and friend was shot and killed in a church in Charleston. I believe we need extensive, comprehensive background checks. I think we need to ban bump stocks. And I fundamentally believe that an AR-15, a weapon used on the battlefield in Afghanistan and Iraq, should not be sold to private consumers. It is a military-style weapon that's used on the battlefields in this country.
So if the majority takes your rights away from you, you think that's good?
It's not taking away. It's not taking away your rights.
It is. The Second Amendment gives you the right to bear arms, and it's not based on. It's not based on what the majority of people think about it.
Jesse, stop peddling the craziness.
No, answer that. Respond to that. The Second Amendment gives you this right to bear arms, and it's not based on what the majority of people think about it.
Jesse, when I opened this program, what did I say? I said no one wants to take away anyone's guns, but we need to do something to take guns out of the hands of people who do not need them and get certain weapons off the street. Nobody's saying you should not be able to have a gun, but you don't need an AR-15.
That's not your right to make that decision for me. I can make my own decision. The Second Amendment gives me the right to decide whatever gun I want, and not some godless Democrat.
Jesse, it's not just Democrats who believe this to be true. It's Republicans too.
But that's right or Republicans don't make that.
Republican governor of Florida.
Right or Republicans don't make that decision for me either. Let me ask, are you bothered that the people who are trying to take away your rights to bear arms are not putting down their own arms? You have the godless Democrats, the liberal media, the entertainers, and the rhinos. They are heavily guarded with bodyguards. They are heavily armed. They live behind gated fences around their home, or gated walls around their home. Does that bother you that they want to take away your rights while they're heavily protected? Are you bothered by that at all?
Jesse, you so drunk off the Kool-Aid.
Answer that question first. Are you bothered by that?
I don't know any bodyguards that's walking around with AR-15.
Are you bothered? You're not answering the question. Does it bother you that the people who are trying to take
Are you going to let me answer the question?
Yeah, answer that.
I'm not bothered because these people have an AR-15.
Are you bothered? That's not the question. Are you bothered
I'm not bothered.
So you're okay with the people who are trying to take away your rights are heavily protected? It's okay with you?
Because they're not walking around with AR-15.
Amazing. Let me ask,
the devil's always in the details, and you're trying to spin what I'm saying. They're not walking around with AR-15s.
Amazing. That's not what I asked you about. Let me ask, do you support sanctuary cities and states around the country?
I believe that those of us in this country, have the right to be protected.
Do you support sanctuary states and cities?
I just answered your question.
That's not an answer.
There are no sanctuary cities where I live.
How about in California? It's a sanctuary state.
I'm not in California. There are no sanctuary cities where I live.
Are you okay with that, though?
There are no sanctuary cities where I live. I don't know about California.
So you are not aware that California is a sanctuary state?
I am, but I'm saying I don't know.
What do you think about?
I don't know their laws.
What do you think about California being a sanctuary state?
I think that they have elected leaders who make their laws for them, and they can decide that if they want to. I'm not a voter in California.
And would you feel the same way about your state?
Absolutely.
Are you proud of the Great White Hope? What are your impressions of the Great White Hope after being in office for 1 year already?
You talking about Donald Trump?
That's the only Great White Hope around here, buddy.
Well, you're talking about the most unqualified, corrupt, and disastrous president to ever hold office?
No, we're not talking about Obama. We're talking about President Trump.
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by President 45.
Were you impressed with the fallen Messiah?
I was very pleased about the presidency of Barack Obama. We were not experiencing some of the things we're experiencing now.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a born-again Christian.
Did you vote for Obama?
I sure did.
Twice?
Sure did, proudly.
Do you support abortions?
I support abortions when it comes to rape, incest, and the life of the mother.
Amazing. And do you support so-called same-sex marriage?
I believe people have the right to love and marry who they want.
And you okay with that?
Not for me to judge. I let God do that.
And so do you believe God will support homosexual marriage?
I'm not him. I'll let him be the judge.
You don't know what God will want?
I know what the Bible says, but I'm not the one to judge.
What does the Bible say?
The Bible says that marriage is between a man and a woman.
Amazing. Antjuan, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, buddy.